to snooze this ad because I don't want it to start. Oh, we'll snooze for like 5 minutes. Okay, so that's just a hater. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys. I don't. Oh, okay, phew. Okay, it's here, so. Okay, I don't really know why that broke. To be honest, we were doing so good, and then, I don't know. It got a little mad at me, so. Oops. When the round is over. Bow, bow, bow. Holy shrap. I don't really know. My Coke is starting to taste very papery because of the paper straw, which is yay, but like, gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Am I gonna daydream? Hi, thank you so much for the follow, Brittany. How are you? Welcome. How are you? Welcome to the Rat Villa. How are you today, my friend? What are you up to? Happy Friday. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh, my stuff is being so glitchy. I'm so sorry. Like right now it's just been, I had to restart everything and it was just a pain in the butt. It was just annoying. Let me get this activity feedback. Holy shrap. But I hope you're having a wonderful Friday night. Oh my goodness. I'm getting back into streaming and I forgot how scuffed I am. Good gosh. Everything that I feel like all my streams are the scuffiest scuffed things ever, but like whatever. Whatever. How are you, Brittany? Oh my goodness. Guys, get your daily cheese again because it's reset. Is it really a tofu stream if it's not scuffed? If it's not scuffed? I told them to ping me once we got it done again. So I'm like, let's just chill here while we listen to some music. Oh my goodness. I think they're in a round right now, so I have to like wait a second. But it's okay. We live, laugh, love. Wait, what sound I want to play? Let's do this. Okay. Anywho, welcome back to my stream. If you haven't already known, I'm TofuStreams, and I'm a rat-loving streamer, and I'm coming back into streaming. Guys, the reason why I had to, if you didn't know why I just kind of up and left, it was because of school. I am enrolled in classes right now, so that's why I had to grind that last month because it was like the final performance task, the final kind of stuff. I was kind of procrastinating a lot. So then Mommy Dearest was like, you need to crack down. You're removing streaming and you cannot voice act for how long? For however, until you get those classes done. So I was like, so I sped around them. Technically, it says 2 weeks on from my last stream, but I think it's lucky 3. It's been a while. It's been a long, long time. I miss y'all. I miss you guys so much. I hope we can get back into the same rhythm. I'll be back to being live on Monday as well. I just need to figure out what time because I have a call that day as well. So I think once I figure out the time zones and such, then I'll do another stream. But we're probably going to play Minecraft. I need to talk to Ember actually and figure out what we're actually doing for that because I want to play Moist because I've not played Moist SMP and I'm a part of it and I'm very excited. Whoa. In this world, it's just us. You know it's not the same as it was. You know it's not the same as it was. But new things that have happened with me, I've been going to work. Holiday hours were not got it. Actually, did I stream when the holidays were around? Low-key feels like maybe it was like, yeah, I feel like it's been 3 weeks that I haven't streamed. But holy crap, the holiday hours were just like, it was great money, but it was like great hours, but it was so much, and so many angry people came up to me, and it was just it was insane. It was just too much. It was just too much. A lot of people were very angry during that time. Now that they've cooled off, hopefully, but New Year, new me. Happy New Year, guys. Oh my gosh. Because I do remember we did a stream the day after New Year, and then I was like, I'm not going to do this as my New Year thing. And then I couldn't stream the next week, so I felt bad. But maybe Monday stream will be the first New Year stream, because yeah, why not, honestly? And plus, it's a Monday, it's starting a new week. Might as well, right? Might as freaking well, bro. Might as freaking well. Ow, what is in my hair? Oh, it's a knot. I was like, what is in my hair? It's like annoying me. I want to rip it out. But holy crap. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, guys. And then I'm so happy about my Among Us round. Like my imposter round. That was really great. I did a really good job. I was kind of stressing because I had to do a double kill, and I was like, double kill, scary. I don't like that. Let me put in the password just so that I know that it's good. OV. Okay, there we go. Hello?
Kill me? I would have known because of him.
Well, the voices were really telling me.
Not the voices.
I was like, no! That's okay.
That's what it is, bro. I hate being the imposter. I can hear you guys, and you're like, I can't believe you did this.
Hearing them just talk the entire time and having to ignore it is crazy.
Yeah. And you're like,
the voices
the voice,
in your head.
The voices in your head.
Especially because I can hit Tetra twice.
No. Yeah, I actually didn't know that would end the game when I killed you, Huey, but I'm glad I figured that out.
That's
so.
crazy.
Yo,
Wait,
yeah, my bad, Josu. I was not moving as good as I should have been.
No, because was right about fine, because I voted to vote you up. All right, I voted to just send you to class.
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't roses, I can't lie. I had to vote you out of spite.
Valid.
4 times in a row is diabolical.
Valid. However, Tetra, even though I sat there and said that I have this task, I have that task, the fact that he kept being like, it's still I was like, it's him.
No, it doesn't matter. Next game, I'm still voting.
Hi, welcome in. Thank you so much for the cheese and the first.
3, 2, 1. I hope.
Thank
we're
you
all
so
ready.
much.
Yep.
Happy, welcome in. Bro, yeah, I have to restart my stream so you get first. Yay. Woo!
We made.
Crewmates.
Aw, imposter again.
Aw, dang it.
Alright,
Oh no, not imposter again.
I will not be taking any chances. There have been too many jokes like that where they were the imposter.
I swear, Scout's honor.
Staring directly at roses.
Literally, 3 times is crazy.
It was 4.
4? They were the. She was it last time?
4
Shiz,
times
man.
in a row.
Oh heck. Now that's not okay. You got this, Josu. I believe. I believe. I'm your cheerleader. Go, 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 go.
I got it.
Yeah. You got this. You got this. Steady hand. Steady hand.
Fuck.
Steady hand.
Life.
Fuck my strongest life.
Slow and steady. I got it.
Yeah. Don't even. Don't even.
Hello.
I'm watching you with like a hawk eye. Hawk eye.
Me?
Hawkeye, yes. Hawkeye.
Oh, good news. Good news. We actually had to restart the lobby because we figured out it might have been a glitch.
Oh, that too. Yeah, yeah. But yay, Slay!
I've gotten it twice in a row now.
You're freed. You're freed.
Yeah, it's
Oh my gosh.
Wait!
Huh? Report what?
Oh god.
Friction.
Oh god. Oh god.
What-
oh
what
god,
happened?
Oh god.
Hello.
Someone
What?
killed.
Okay, wait, where was it?
I'm scientist. Like Keikos is dead.
Oh, okay. I was like
Oh my
so
God,
confused.
dude. I
I was
just
trying to figure out how
scanned.
tracker worked, and I have no idea, so I tried.
I was like, what?
So wait. So Sav, I think was Sav around there too?
So I was
Or
about to
self-report?
report it, but we both got
He
there
was
at the
with
same
Jordy.
time.
Okay.
Oh, that's really
I heard my
sus.
name.
Okay.
I just did card swipe.
Wait, I was
So
right
I
now,
did
the time
med
was,
base
like,
scan.
literally
I
just
know,
did
Raph,
card
the
swipe,
time
or
looks
were you
really
at card
bad.
swipe, like just now?
But
I just did med base
I
scan.
just did card swipe. Rose was there.
Yeah, I saw Jordy
So-
slurping the hell out of the piece of coal.
Hey.
Yeah.
I don't even know where the body is. I was in cafeteria. I'm with
Pickles.
Josie right now.
Where was
and
it?
Sav and Huey. I don't know. I just reported it.
Okay, I was by
before
security.
I get murked, before
Oh,
I
so
get
we
murked.
don't know where the body is.
No, we just know cause
It's
scientists.
in cafeteria.
No, it's not.
Cafeteria.
Was it?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
Oh.
And then, like, once I
I
saw
think it was
Keiko's-
Josu.
Yeah.
What?
Oh hell no! No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It's not Josu. It's not Josu. It's not Josu. It's not. Trust.
Josu, then it's Sav because I saw
Wait,
those two
hang on,
colors.
hang on. Before we do
I'm
anything
sorry,
weird,
Sav, I love you.
what if it's roses?
Oh my god.
It was either maroon or coral. Sorry.
Nah. Okay.
Sorry.
I'm voting.
I-
No, it's not Josu. It's not Josu. Trust, guys. Trust.
No,
Scientists. Scientists.
If it's not, then it's Sav.
That's crazy. Guys. No.
Let's see.
Let's not forget.
Jesus
it could
fucking
also
Christ,
still
dude.
be roses.
That's crazy.
He's got a vent.
Vent, 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 vent. To the vents, to the vents, to the vents. I'm kidding. Well, 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 look who it is. Well, well, well. You better tread lightly.
Oh, well.
You better tread lightly.
I only tread lightly. I'm quick on my feet.
Are you? Because you got murked the first 2 seconds. You got murdered the first 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was my trusting nature. It was
uh-huh,
my trusting nature.
uh-huh.
The pink one.
Oh, the pink one.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to use this goddamn tracker again, 'cause I don't-
Y'all are freaking me out.
Bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back, bring it back. Oh, what?
Fuck.
Dude, it's gotta be roses.
It's not Rose. Oh my.
Sitting here trying to figure out the fucking.
That's
I
crazy.
gotta figure out the tracker, and she's inching toward me.
No, because do you not know how the tracker? You have the.
Tofu. Dude, her and Tofu are trying to corner me in the security.
Bro,
room.
what?
And then Roses is like, let me figure out how to do the tracker.
Nah,
And
this
she's,
is-
like, inching toward me. Nah, buddy.
Vote this motherfucker.
Nah,
Vote
no
this
way.
Don't vote yet.
No
Don't
way.
vote yet.
It's-
Stop. Stop.
And called an
Stop.
entire emergency meeting to say that it was me after he
Dude,
did
stop.
the exact same
Stop
thing
voting.
last round and it was him.
Stop voting. Pickles is dead.
Oh. My bad, Nichols. Oh yeah, well
Pickles
it.
is dead in navigation. I was about to report the body.
Oh well, it's definitely not Tetris.
Your navigation.
Exactly. So.
Wait, where are you then?
I was just with you.
No. Tetra's like fine. I saw Tetra doing tasks earlier.
So then it's Jordy or Huey.
Totally. I forgot.
I was an
it
admin.
ADHD, but I saw Tetra doing tasks.
Plus,
Dude,
I went on a
Roses
long
and
rant
Tofu,
about the leaves.
y'all are cooked.
Yeah.
What? Why am I cooked?
My chat will tell you that I was tracked.
Why was?
I don't know.
Why am I cooked?
No, somebody in my chat go tell Tetra that I was tracked.
Nah.
Mike, check. What does that even mean? She's sending her operatives over you.
Not the ops.
Back to your house.
Not
You're
the
out.
ops.
Sorry, sorry.
One of my chat chatters
Hey, yo,
run
yo.
over to him. Run over
No,
to him.
don't listen to her. Don't listen to her.
What?
Stay in your lane.
Why is it doubling? What the fridge?
Shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got
If
That's what the
If
if
imposter
you do
would say.
look at my stream right now, you will see all of the Among Us shit moving because The outlines for your colors are not over anybody on the stream.
Yeah, goodbye, buddy.
W, Keiko's best chatter right there coming through.
Robot?
They're not snitching, but they do know who it is. W.
Wait, is my internet being weird? Sorry, guys. Wait, can you hear me? Sorry, guys. What the Wait, can you hear me? Sorry, guys. What the fuck is going on? Oh, I know why. Fuck that Sorry. There's just a stupid OBS thing. Okay, can you hear me now properly? Okay, can you hear me now properly? Bro, I told you. I knew it. Bro. Bruh.
What do we need to reset?
Probably refresh it.
Go ahead and finish that.
Refresh
Oh,
better
yeah,
crew,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There's a refresh button at the top.
Refresh better crew.
Hello. Okay. Yeah, I guess the
Okay,
lower
do you hear
refresh
me?
button.
Alright.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Hey.
Okay,
Yeah,
listen,
Rose.
I didn't
Rose, we can
mean
hear
to
you.
suss you out on main. I didn't know.
Jordy
That
goes,
was you
can anybody
or not?
else hear roses? And
Because I was like,
when I was like, I'm sorry, my sweet
I feel
friend.
like Sam would have said something. So I was like, oh, it's a shapeshifter.
So anyways,
Everyone just
I've
dead
learned-
silent.
Wait.
I love, huge fan of the fact that you have sussed me every single time it's been you.
Yo, my bad.
I think.
He
It
just
will
has a
happen.
vendetta.
It will
We
happen
have to.
again.
So what you're telling me is if it happens a third time, we have to reset the lobby again, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like someone else has to create it because it'll just keep giving it to you. I don't know why it does that sometimes. It's so, well, all the time, I guess. But
It keeps like picking somebody every single time. That it just like
Mhm.
repeats.
That's crazy.
Repeat.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I did reset everything that I needed to. We'll double check when we get in this next round to double check to make sure.
Bro, yeah, stupid OBS. But hi, you sides, welcome back. Sorry.
You told me
My I don't know why my OBS crashed and I was like, what? And then it just froze my whole computer. So if it happens again, I'm sorry. I might have to end stream. Oh, fun.
Okay, Rab. Okay.
Just say it.
Meow. A little fly, a little fly.
Oh, actually, it kind of sounded like a fly.
Oh, hello.
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 How's it going?
Hello,
Fellow. Wait, you were gonna say something. Wait, Huey! Huey! Where did Huey go? What the heck? What? What? Hello.
Ravioli, ravioli.
Hey, Ghost.
Uniformuoli.
Hey, Ghost. What are we like? Are we like a space crew? Are we like?
Meow. 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 Come here, come here. Meow.
Meow?
Meow. Meow.
Meow?
Exactly, meow. I want that little flea. I would like the little flea. You will give it to me.
Don't kill me. Don't do it.
You will give me little flea. I must acquire. I must. I
No.
must.
I
Yes.
will be murdered for my flea. It's my flea.
I want your flea.
Oh my god, it's a
Hello.
Hold on, I've tried to hit the task button and I can't.
Oh, you want to do tasks? You're just a tasker. You're just a tasker.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I
Oh
don't like
Oh no.
this. I don't like this.
Yeah, I've been there before.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, bye. Hello, welcome into the Rat Chaos. How are you? Thank you so much for the follow. How are you? What should I call you, my friend? Get your daily cheese, by the way. We don't want you hungry on the streams. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, guys. I'm scared. I hate doing this. I hate doing this. I hate doing this.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to doing my thing.
I have thoughts. I have thoughts. Ideas and thoughts. Uh-oh. Run, run, run.
Oh, top. Yay, teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Yippee!
Yes.
This.
Oh yes.
Yes, yes.
Wait.
Yes,
I have
yes.
to show you guys something. Wait, I gotta show you guys something. Watch this.
Is it you killing me? I'm bursting.
Stack kill, stack kill.
Stack kill.
Stack kill, stack kill.
You guys hear the hum of that?
That kill would be
You
so
guys
funny.
hear it?
The trash is all gone. Thank you
So
for your
who did the
community
trash?
service. I know who did it actually.
It
Who
was
knows?
Huey, I believe him.
Was it? Was it? Was it, Roses? Was it?
Why are you
Was it?
following me?
I'm just trying to live, laugh, love. You're very live, laugh, lovable. You're very live, laugh, lovable. Hi, Sav. You're also very live, laugh, lovable. Live, laugh, love. Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love,
I don't like how
right?
many people are in this area.
Yeah. Okay.
I think.
Meow.
Tofu, come with me.
Where are we going?
Down here.
Are you doing your med bay?
Oh, wait.
Are you gonna
No,
kill me?
no, do
That's
it.
what you're gonna do. You're gonna kill me. Wow, so you're not the imposter?
Not the imposter, and I'm 3'6".
Wow, very tall,
92
very
pounds.
tall. Look
Type
at
AB.
you. Look at you, just so tall. With her flea that I really want and must acquire. You know.
Oh, no,
No, I'm not.
Tofu's gonna kill me.
Right.
Okay,
I swear, we had the pact, remember?
I believe you.
Remember?
I believe you.
We had the pact. We had the
Yeah,
pact.
we're the dumb crew.
Exactly.
Hello.
But then I don't think
I
you
knew
killed
it.
me before, did you?
Where do I need?
I forgot who killed me
I've
before.
only been imposter once. Oh, do we have to turn off lights?
I haven't been.
Did you kill me though? You didn't answer. Come here, come here, come here.
No, I don't like that.
Gotta do the lighting, gotta do the lighting.
I think you're sabotaging me. turning the lights.
Hello.
What's going on?
Okay, one person at a time.
Yeah, we all press the button. Alright, before I get murdered. Me, Roses, and Huey all did the trash.
Oh.
So that's what you guys want to do?
Oh, hell no!
What?
Hell no,
Wait a minute,
Josu!
what
Oh,
happened?
Josu!
happened?
I saw that
What
shit!
happened, Pooh?
That shit was wild word.
Are you sure it's Josu though?
Straight up murked! Just
Bro,
straight up
but there's
murked.
shapeshifter.
Jordy right in front of me.
I figured it. It was my bad. I'm sorry.
Josu.
Crazy.
Josu
that.
and Tofu.
Bro,
coming
what
to
is
get me in electrical.
Now Tetra, that is insane.
It was.
Tofu, hold on a minute, Tofu. You've been sus this entire. You keep
Well,
coming up.
alright.
Okay,
Me,
never mind. I don't
Huey,
want to be friends
me,
with y'all
Huey,
anymore.
And Roses all did the trash.
I love you, Tofu.
It's gotta be Josu and Tofu.
But it's not. At least not me for killer. Josu, I agree.
I'd love to eat
Why
tofu,
do you-
but
why-
you're sus.
Josu, I saw that kill, dude. Like, I didn't.
Oh.
What do you
Wait,
mean? I
who?
saw that kill. Yeah, you just stood there and you were just like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was with Sav that whole round.
Yeah.
Well, not the whole round, but most of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Josu, your time is up. Walk the plank.
Yeah, that's fine.
Aw.
Okay.
Tofu's such a good sport.
Alright, now I feel bad.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I know you're blaming me.
Aw.
I know, always. Damn. Have you no shame?
Huey, are you
It's
alive?
Have you no
Yeah, I was
shame?
just chatting.
No, you're good. You're fine. I was like, Huey's actually been really quiet. little too quiet.
So silent.
You watched me do a task.
I repeated that after.
Why am I level
you're about to
70?
get on
What
the
the fuck?
list.
I don't want to be
Level
on the list.
70.
Oh, right. What's my bad?
Yo,
My bad.
Yo, my bad. That was me. Sav reduced-
I was like, why is it not moving?
The way I heard.
My bad. I didn't give the people what they wanted.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little hydration.
Yeah.
Hydration station. Meow.
I'm not a professional.
You can. Meow. Meow.
There we go.
Meow.
Yay, trash.
Meow.
Right.
Sav is saying.
You know what? I'm gonna leave. Y'all are fakers, not realers. I don't have no realers around here. Around these parts. And around these parts, we don't have realers. We don't have. I hear the rats in my head. The rats in my head.
Rats.
Rats. They locked me in a
Rats
room.
make me crazy.
Yes! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Oxytocin. Meow.
All done. All saved.
Everybody's safe due to Huey. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I don't want to do this anymore, guys. I don't want to do this anymore. I quit.
I don't know who did it. Oh my god.
I didn't see it.
That's actually wild work. Killing my boy Huey in front of me.
I just
Now,
saw
who did
one,
that,
so
though?
I don't know who did it. Goddamn.
Tofu.
That's crazy.
What do you
Jesus
mean, Dan? Who did
Christ.
that, though?
Yeah, who did that?
Tofu.
Shapeshifter.
What the fuck?
I didn't do anything.
It's not Rav and it's not me.
I didn't do
Yeah,
anything,
Sam is safe,
though.
I'm safe.
Well, you know it's crazy.
Tofu, you're looking real
Self-report.
Why am I literally self-report?
Oh.
Literally. I didn't do jack. I didn't do jack.
And Tofu was like, I quit. And he killed somebody. Like somebody died.
We love you, Tofu, I promise.
I was like, I don't care anymore.
Aw.
GG's, GG's.
Yay.
GG's.
Tofu.
Yeah, vote him out. Vote him out.
We took
Two-
so long to kill him.
Yeah, and we didn't plan. We need a plan, y'all.
I know. I was hoping. I was trying to send you telepathic signals, and I was like.
Oh, okay. And then, okay, yeah.
I guess it probably got blocked.
It's
you know,
okay, it's
kinda
okay.
trafficky up there, so.
I was talking to
I
the
need
other
Mr.
rats in my
G
head.
bad.
My bad.
I need it.
Nah,
It
I
locked him out.
definitely blew it in there. Because also I panicked after I killed him, and then he
Yeah.
reported, and then I was like, oh shit. So I just took the blame. But what we should have done is teamed up on him, obviously.
I know, obviously. Come on now.
Yeah, that would have been a better play.
My bad.
That's my bad.
I sold.
I'm learning.
I need like
Gotta go back to the
750 more
math grind.
points to get the chicken.
Rav and I got some complementary
grinding.
colors going on.
Hell yeah.
So it sounds like we have to play a lot then.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Okay, would y'all kill me if I went back to the lobby to go get one of the new cubes? Because I ran out of my cubes right now.
No, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I would like
Totally
Cute?
fine.
beans.
Wait, is that a
I'll make it.
Fortnite reference?
I'm gonna send a new lobby in a
If
second.
you leave, you can join.
Wait,
us
if
in
you
Kodak.
leave, yeah,
Yeah.
it'll just
wait, can I?
someone else be the
Yeah.
host, so you
Mhm.
won't get imposter too, which is good.
Mhm.
Unless you want it. I don't know.
Beans. I like to eat beans.
No more vendettas.
Yay, green
Beans,
twins.
beans, beans.
Now I get what you say. Yay.
We're fraternal.
Oh my goodness. I'm so cold.
I love a good shade.
Oh my
Freaking-
gosh.
I wish that there was another shade of green. Be like an ombre, dude.
Oh, that'd be
I
so
wish.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Different
only.
colors.
I know, it's been how
Yeah, me
many
too.
years? Like, there's so many other colors,
Yeah.
bro. I need a lavender.
Tone family.
I need a lavender. I totally fit in, guys. Yeah.
So
Yay!
Yay!
Me, Rav, and Huey are in the cool tone family.
Yeah.
I'm also in this family,
Aw,
yes?
yeah.
I'm also in this family.
No, I
Can't you
think
see?
you're warm.
No. I'm very
A bit
cold. I'm very
warm,
cold.
but it's
I can be
okay.
cold.
What's white?
I can be cold. I
White
can be
is
cold.
like,
I think that's
Cool.
literally neutral.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're shivering. I'm shivering over
Well, 'cause,
here.
like,
I'm cold.
online color, it's like all the color, and then painting, it's, I don't know, it's weird. Art
It is
stuff.
currently
Art stuff.
1 degree Fahrenheit here.
Oh, how
Oh my God.
lovely.
Oh, I should check how cold.
We have
Rav,
1
I
degree
forget that you're
Fahrenheit
an
currently.
artist.
It's
I got
12
three.
degrees, but it feels like negative
7
2.
degrees Fahrenheit.
I got 3.
Holy shit.
Feels like
Wow.
negative 18.
It's
It's
12
1
for
degree
me.
here.
I'm so jealous.
It feels like negative
can't
2
use
because of the wind
degrees
now.
anymore.
Mhm.
Damn.
I got a single degree to
Feels
my
like
name.
minus 16.
82?
Meow.
Sister, where are you, the sun?
Meow.
For me,
Damn.
for me, it's 22 degrees, but it feels like
shit.
shoot.
I don't know what it feels like. It
I'm in
feels
Virginia.
freezing.
That's my state.
Mhm.
Ooh,
Feels
nice.
like
I'm in Mass.
shivering cold.
Meow, meow,
No,
It
dead
feels
ass.
like it feels like death.
negative
It feels like
7,
Frozen.
apparently.
Damn.
Wow.
Hey, can I maybe go spin my beans too, real quick?
Nope.
Yeah.
Beans,
Yeah, go
for it.
beans,
It's so quick.
beans,
Ew, I wanna
Negative
host.
2 degrees.
beans.
Oh my
Wait, I
God.
don't want to be the host, dude. I don't want to be the
Yuck.
imposter. Fuck that.
Yuck.
Ew.
Host. Yuck.
I kind of want to leave.
No,
Do it.
everyone's
Yeah,
leaving
no, I
now.
don't wanna
Apparently
be
you're
the
Please.
host.
the host. Fantastic.
It requires me to be stealthy, and I have to think.
Keiko's hasn't been imposter. Just saying.
I know, Keiko's be
Okay, I'll leave,
imposter,
I'll be
be
right back.
imposter, manifesting it for you,
No,
twin.
I hate being imposter.
It's
I
so
get
stressful.
so nervous.
It's so stressful.
Hi, sorry I got
Ugh.
raid, so I took an extra second to come back.
Hi.
You're good.
W-Raid.
W raid, W raid.
W raid.
Hi, Raiders.
Great, great. They just instantly.
See how much fun it is? But yes, Cam, please, please, please.
W
join
Raiders.
next time. We will absolutely 110% have you.
Yes, yes, yes.
W raid. W raid.
There's some
W,
potatoes.
W,
Is it
W.
okay if I leave really
Hold on, wait,
quick
they got
so
rid of
I'm
my
not
bid.
host?
Hold on.
Sure.
I'll be right back so
Yeah,
fast.
whenever you
I'll be
leave,
right
it'll
back.
just auto put it
Yeah,
to
go
somebody
ahead.
else.
Okay, it's Rose's again.
Came pulsar.
Damn it, went back to races. Shit.
Gosh darn it.
Jeez, outfit. Holy
I was telling
cow,
them how I
man.
got imposter 4 times in a row. It was crazy.
El Imposta.
I think she's hacking if I'm.
I know.
That's
Hacker,
what
hacker.
she was telling me about.
I
Hold
also
on.
heard about the tree explosion.
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
Said that their in-laws are.
I need to see if that
Alright.
applies to me.
I think.
I was very
think
scared.
I know, right, Huey?
Is more.
Like we're gonna go
for-
outside and our trees are gonna be exploded.
No,
No, there's a
please.
tree outside, like in my front yard and in my backyard too.
Wait, which state's got the tree warning?
Like Minnesota.
Like
I
super
mean-
north.
Well, did you know
Yeah,
that
that's
some
what I
thought.
trees just do that?
Oh, W follow. Thank you for following, Cam.
WCAM.
W cam.
W.
W Cam.
W. I mean, I'm in Canada, so I was like hella worried. I was like, ooh, okay,
Oh, wait, you can
exploding
go
trees.
backwards, Tetra.
Exploding trees.
Okay.
I was
I'm
scared that
just
the tree in the
pressing W.
backyard was just gonna combust. I was just like, okay, like, keep an eye on it.
Yeah, gosh. I know. I watched
Oh,
so many
look at
TikToks on that today.
Wait, hold
You
on.
learn something new every day. The like
Mhm.
exploding trees or whatever.
Mhm.
They just split, I guess.
Right? I'm gonna go look on
They just,
TikTok
like,
now.
split.
Not so much. Not so much.
Like
Uh-oh,
the sap and stuff
oh, no.
freezes or something,
Okay.
and it just splits the tree basically.
Yeah.
It makes a
Get
loud
away, get away,
popping
get
sound.
away.
It doesn't actually explode.
Oh, I'm coming for you.
Okay.
Oh no!
Yeah,
That
it's
ain't
super
bad.
fucking loud.
I kind of want to see that.
Oh.
Why is this entertaining? I'm
I
gonna
also
get you.
saw that
I'm
like
gonna get you.
Queso's like taking it super seriously, like on TikTok.
Queso?
Oh really?
Yeah, no, he's
Oh
like,
shit.
like he's taking time off stream to like literally like board up his barn and stuff.
Damn.
Oh no, good
Oh,
for
shit.
Queso. man.
Queso.
Yeah, for
Oh, queso. Okay.
I love
taking it-
queso.
Him and his
Don't
family
worry, I
are
got
taking it very seriously.
Mhm.
They
Damn.
should.
Well, if they have
It's
a
gonna
barn,
be
for
cold
sure.
anyways too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
That's
I
so
gotta save
crazy.
up more beans.
Beans.
Mhm.
Yeah, now that I think that, my
Ready?
Yo,
I'm
I'm
ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I can.
I'm ready. Yay!
I'm ready. I'm ready. Whee! It is wee.
Apple pen, pineapple pen.
Raiders, if you want to
So
follow
much
anybody else
energy.
during this collab, the chat message is going to be everybody's links. Every
Hold on.
single
Wait a
one.
minute. What is this?
That's a good idea.
What's what?
W
Imposter.
Maj.
Meow, 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 meow. We shall do the wires.
Yeah.
Hello.
We love a sub.
Yo, oh, we love a sub. WW.
FYI,
W's.
guys,
Hold on, I heard Sav say something. What's up?
When I'm with you, I don't want to be with.
Bam.
Oh. Oh, well. Oh, well.
TikTok go off for real.
What the hell?
I just saw her. No way, I just
I didn't even get 2 tests.
The
What
only
the hell?
person I
Jesus
saw
Christ.
next to the body was
Swiped.
Tofu.
No,
Yeah, it was me,
literally.
guys. It was
being
me.
swiped. How
Wait, is
rude.
it actually you?
Yes, it's 100% me, guys.
Aw.
Don't break my heart like this.
Who
I'm
is it?
sorry,
Oh,
guys.
no.
I had to for screwing us over last game. I had to. Guys, vote me. Vote me.
Is this like a chat redeem or?
Now I feel like this is a lie.
No, it's actually true. I did.
I'm a little sus.
I
of
did
someone
wanna-
saying they're imposter. So it's probably
Was it a
Rose.
self-report?
I'm just kidding.
No, it actually is me. I really don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to actually do this anymore, guys. Please, yeah, I'm being so.
Serious question.
Wait, who said it
Tofu.
toes?
Wait, Tofu, serious question. How many times in a row has it been?
It's been twice.
I'm skipping.
Goddamn.
Okay. If it happens one more time, we're gonna switch lobbies again.
Okay. It won't. I don't think it will happen the next time, but it's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna skip vote because I don't feel like voting you. I'm so sorry.
Well, I was gonna say me and you. Alright, well, that doesn't matter. Fuck it.
I was just kidding. It's definitely Tofu.
Yeah.
I just feel bad. It's hard, dude. 4 times in a row is crazy.
I know. I don't want to do this anymore.
Damn.
Shit.
Aw.
You're very welcome
Real question.
to that.
Okay,
Yeah.
What's doing?
Who's the other one?
What's doing,
Don't
Batman?
tell us though.
Yeah, if you'd like to step
Oh,
forward, maybe call on.
Wait, they voted you off.
Yeah, cause I know it's Keiko's, no?
Yeah.
But I know
She
she
murdered my
she wanted it
ass.
so bad, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna give it to her. So I mean, they're gonna find out I'm an actress. Hi, Cam. Oh my gosh, I'm a little bit of an actress,
Wait.
guys. Huh?
Wait.
Hmm?
What happened?
No, cause I know Keiko's wants to be imposter, cause they look like she looked at me. She was just like,
Oh.
please, and then she's like, Tofu. I'm like, okay, you know what? Fine. Like, vote me.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Yeah.
They're
I
gonna
just
find out
wrote that
anyways.
note. I literally go, Kay goes, I hear her say, she's like, I'm working a 9 to 5. And I just cracked the joke. I was like, Kay goes, what job are you working? Cause I killed her like 8 different times. Not 8.
Damn.
It feels like. And then she just murdered me in cold blood.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Bruh.
logic.
I was just like, you know what? Let her do her thing. Let her cook. I'm gonna let her cook. I have to go do this task. One sec. Also, hi, Cam. How are you? Wait, let me mute. How are you? How was your stream, twin? I saw you were live, so I was like, oh, I didn't get to stop by and lurk. I'm so sorry. How are you? Did you guys stretch? And thank you for the stretch, by the way. I will stretch. Oh my goodness, we're playing Among Us, as you couldn't tell. I'm also an actress. Did you guys like my acting? It was really yummy. I was like, please, guys. Like, at first I was like, it's me. And they're like, no. I'm like, no, it's really me. Like, it literally think. Like, guys, I'm such an actress. Like, guys, hire me for your projects. Mwah. Hire me for your projects, y'all. Trust.
I wish a great run.
Yes.
A great run.
May we do this? Though, I do
You
kind
know
of
what?
want Keiko's
Maybe
to
I'm
win.
the 3rd imposter.
Who knows?
Maybe I'm the 4th because you're kind of the 3rd.
There was imposters among us. There's imposters among us. Ooh. Oh, I can't even do that.
358.
I need to go. I need to run. I'ma run. I'm gonna fill this up. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello? Not twin. 20. Hi. Hello. Wait. Hello? Hi. Oh my goodness, Scrungly. How are you? Hi, Jeeves. Oh my gosh. Hi, guys. Hi, Raiders. Whoa. I'm glitching. Oh, I'm glitching. Oh, this hurts. I'm glitching to the heavens.
Really
Our
just fell
skills
on the
are
floor.
unmatched.
Okay, wait, I'm still muted. Hi, guys. Thank you guys so much for the raid. Hi. How are you? Welcome in. I'm TofuStreamZZ. I'm a voice actor. I'm a streamer. I'm a rat-living streamer. I just got back into streaming because I had to do schoolwork and school had me by the clutches. Girl, you are so dead. Are you dead already? Yeah, twin. I have to show you. I did acting. I was such a great actor, Twinny. You're gonna be so proud of me. I was like, oh my gosh, because my friend, the purple one, the purple. See, purple. She was like, she killed someone right in front of me, and I'm like, she hasn't been imposter yet, so I'm gonna fake that I'm the imposter. And so I said, guys, I killed the person. I killed it. And they're like, I don't believe you. And I'm like, no, guys, trust. Because we've had instances where people were like imposter like twice in a row. And they believed me. Then kicked me off. And I was like, yay! I took it for the team. Exactly, guys. Play Among Us with me. I got you. I got you. And they voted me out. And then they won. So, slay. It's a win-win confirmation. It's a win-win. But hi, thank you guys so much for the rate. How was your freaking stream, dude? How was your stream? What'd you do? I saw you playing Indigo Park. Actually, wait. Hold up. You were playing Indigo Park, and I want to play season 2, right? Dude, I want to voice in that game so bad. I have mutuals in that game, and I'm like, guys, you guys should like totes talk to the director, like send me a little check, like, hello, hi, I can do little baby voices. I can be a little animatronic. Trust. Oh my gosh, new round. We gotta lock the fucking. Sorry, the frick in. Sorry guys, I kind of swear a little bit. I'm so sorry. I swear. Just a little. But I'm stopping, guys. I'm stopping. I'm not gonna swear no more. It really is so cool. I know. Stream was like 3 minutes. Oh no. Now we did 2. Okay, WW. Okay, thanks. Slay. Gotta warn you guys. Gotta warn you. How are you, Twinny? I have not seen you in forever. Literally since my last stream. Actually, that was like 3 weeks ago. So, how are you? Are you live, laugh, loving? I hope you're live, laugh, loving. We must call. I know, I need to talk to you guys again. I think you guys talk in a different Discord, and I'm like, okay. I slay, I be here. I be in that studio server. Even though I do need to get out more and talk, because I really don't talk to nobody. Miss Tofu streams. Aw, I miss your streams too. I miss you. My Pookie Bay. El Pookie. But go drink water and go stretch, for real. You better be stretching. You better be drinking the water. I swear. And eating that cheese. I don't care if you're lactose. Get it together. Oh my gosh. I join soon, I beg. No, I know. You do it. You hang out in the studio. Oh, hell no. You're going to see me there? I mean, hopefully. Guys, if my social anxiety doesn't hit me. Okay, wait 1 sec, guys.
Yeah, because it literally was Huey. He just walked dead ass.
Shapeshifter.
Hello?
I was on the complete opposite side of the map.
Zer.
Oh, where was the body? Sorry, I was deafened.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm dissociated.
Oh, I just hit my head.
Same.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Good.
I sneezed into my mic.
Well,
Bless
shit,
you.
dude, don't do that.
Oh my gosh, Jimmy too. You guys hang out in the server. Tress. I mean, it's actually so bad. Like, y'all are just so intimidating. I don't know. Just talking to new people, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know, Lex. I don't know. Please. It's just too much. But I do need to play Roblox. I see you guys playing Roblox a lot. And I'm like, low-key, like, I should text. I think I have to DM Rex. I think. Right? Can I, like, hey, guys, can I play Roblox with you guys? I swear I'm funny. Actually, no, that's a big step. That's a scary call. I suck at big calls, too, literally. We love Valorant and Roblox. Girl, I can't play Val. Marvel Rivals already has it out for me. I'm not trying to get sucked into Val. Thank you. Jimmy, I got you. Oh my gosh. I'm like the little fly. You know when flies like rub their hands together? Ew, that's so gross. But like, you know. I'm not doing Val. I'll watch you play Val. I'll watch you play Val, but I'm not doing Val. But we can play. Have you guys played the shawarma game on Roblox? That's so freaking fun. I do that too, Rob. Let's go. Also, thank you guys so much for the follows. I think I said that, but get your daily cheese if you guys are sticking around. Thank you so much for the raidsies. Excuse me, what the actual Philippe? Hi.
Oh, jeez. Fuck's sake.
Hi.
Hi, Sav. Warriors.
Oh my goodness. I need to do tasks, guys. I'm so behind.
Build me,
Get back to work. You got this, twin. I believe. I'm your cheerleader. Woo! Oh my gosh. 1, 2. Yes, you're so welcome. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Release them. I wish I never ever. I don't know the song. Wait, you know that song? Oh my gosh. I like being chronically online. It's really fun. 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? 2, 3. Release them. I wish I never.
Oh my gosh, I'm her biggest fan, man.
No, it's so funny how she did that at like the funeral. Like, girl, they are dead. They are dead. Oh my gosh. I gotta go. Okay. Wait. Okay, bye. Thank you so much for the raid, Z. I hope you had fun. Oh, next time you join, next time I see you, I have to talk to you about Indigo Park because we need to talk. I don't know about season 2 yet. I need to see who plays it. I don't know who's playing it yet, but I'm gonna watch this VOD. I'll watch the VOD. But have a good night. Drink water. Stay safe. Love. Stay safe because of the exploding trees, guys. It's scary. You're so pretty. Aw, thank you. I really appreciate. Oh my gosh. Yes, of course. Yes. Oh, let me lock in.
Yeah.
No, dude,
So
I'm
it's-
dead.
Sorry, where was this?
Keikos was gonna do trash.
So it's not Tofu, Huey, Josie, or myself. Which
Yes.
leaves kind of 3 people.
Dude, this is the second time, Sav, you've sussed.
My God.
What? Well, if the shoe fits.
What?
Well, because you're always like, getting on roses. You know what I mean? You're always like.
Simply false.
No, but I was
Oh,
with Rav
damn.
for a while, and if I wanted to kill Rav, I would have done so.
Yeah. Same.
Exactly. So I don't
Same.
know.
Because you killed me so many times.
And Tofu.
She just comes right up to me, doesn't give a fuck.
I was, what's it called? I was talking to the rats in my head. Sorry. I was deaf in the majority of the time. That's what I got.
See, that's sus.
Aw.
No, because I was actually talking to my chat. I swear I was deafened. Like, guys, have faith.
This is why I was literally just with Huey and Keikos. How would I have instantly done that?
I mean, you did it with me and Rose before.
Alliance of some sort.
Oh, there's 3 of us.
I left it up to God.
Kill me.
No, not me getting voted, please.
I left it to you guys.
She's like, I'm gonna kill you right away.
That's crazy. That's what I say.
Damn.
That's what I say.
Aww.
I'm just,
Sad.
literally, I'm just going on my own. On my own. Oh my gosh. Hello. You're so welcome, by the way, before. You're so welcome. I was like, you know what? Let me do this one favor for you.
No, you like really threw me alone there.
You're so welcome.
I was like not locked in enough. I'm like, great, now Tofu is me a pretty imposter.
No, but I saved you. It was really fun, though.
You did.
I
you
got to
did.
test out my acting skills. It was great. It was really great. Acting was 10 out of 10 there.
Damn.
Oh my gosh. Okay, O2 guys. Okay. Welcome back to you. Welcome. What's up, YouTube? Tube. I love doing that. Guys, it's so great. It's so great. Okay, can I? Oh, I need to go to O2. Okay. Okay, I go here. 1, 2. Go into the shoot, I swear. Go into it. Go into it. Hell yeah. Look at me, just absolutely so goated. Alec goat. The goat. I need to go to electrical? Cool. Oh, absolute goated. Oh, never mind, not goated.
Fuck yes, dude.
Damn, bro. Damn.
Huey, I'm so sorry. Huey, I'm so sorry.
Kill you, Sam.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
You monster!
Huey, I'm so sorry.
I had faith.
Damn.
I'm
Damn.
so sorry.
Under the bus so quickly. He's like,
You look like Huey. You look like
You
Huey.
were meant to defeat the dark side, not
I'm
turn
sorry,
to a Tetra.
Huey. This was my hardest kill.
Sam, I couldn't kill ya. I couldn't kill ya.
This
You know
is
what?
yo, Rav, what the fuck?
fight.
We're all
Fight.
I had to get rid of you.
You were
Rav,
there.
Oh
You.
my
I
gosh.
heard you and then you're like, bitch. I'm sorry.
You like that when I was like, bitch?
It was
I was so
funny,
locked
yeah.
out. Oh my
I
gosh.
left that later. That was hilarious.
You guys have to do your mission. Like,
Toot
But
knocked
Keiko's is
out.
good.
My bad, Sam.
Like,
I had to
W
do it. You were
intuition,
on
I
me.
swear.
I'm telling you, if I lock in on my
Keiko's is
intuition,
always right.
She's kind of locked.
Yeah.
Low-key, I'm a really good crewmate.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
W crewmate.
Alright,
W
fine.
crewmate.
Of course, I do have swipe card. I fucking knew it. I didn't even need to look at my task.
Always.
God, my streak.
You guys
Ooh,
got
first
this.
try.
You guys got this.
Yay.
Yay. Where do I need to go? Oh. Meow, meow, meow.
Hey guys.
Why did everybody run to me after I set up over here?
I refuse.
I shall leave then. Leave you and the O2 alone. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow, meow. La, 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 la. Bro, watching the VOD back, I'm just gonna be like, what the heck? What the heck? Hello? I don't trust you. Bye. Bye. Anna! Anna! You rat. You rat. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, you hear me. Don't forget. Don't forget.
Oh, I saw
I'm gonna torment you now.
Also, if anybody just saw me stop, I didn't look at my chat. I'm sorry.
Run! Run! I'm gonna turn this. Run! That's crazy.
Sorry.
Valid.
Nobody's gonna see my body right here. That's crazy. I was gonna do my scan too. Twice in a row is wild. Twice in a row is wild. This is crazy. Unlock manifolds. What?
Where is?
Yay.
Oh gosh.
Tofu was dead in electrical.
I've
Uh-oh.
only been on the right
Despicable.
side of the map this entire
That's
time.
true.
Utterly
I was
despicable.
just
I
with
can vouch
roses
for
and
Josu.
communications.
Josu's safe.
Yes, me
I
and
did the
Sav
last
both did
Austin one,
trash.
Yeah, we both did the trash shoot.
Echo's trying to say hello.
Where
to me
does
out
the
there.
I raised
vent
my hand
and
like you guys
admin
could
go?
see me.
I don't have any susses yet.
I don't either. I just noticed that Tofu was dead through vitals.
Valid.
Excellent observation, sir.
Yeah,
That's
well,
why
the
I was
last
running
time I
around and
said
being
that, I
like,
got
where?
Through vitals is wild.
Where's the body? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
If you heard me running around yelling
Electrical, I
where,
think?
that's why I was looking for the body.
Oh, did you not find the body?
No, I found it. It was in electrical.
But
Gotcha.
Dead vitals, which is how he knew where it was.
Okay, me
Yeah,
and Pickles
that's
are
how I knew
together right
somebody
now.
died.
Yeah.
Wait, you
In
can
admin.
tell where they die at with the vitals?
No. You have
No.
to
You
go
can tell
and
that
find
they're
them.
dead.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you have
Tell
to
that
find
they're
them
dead.
yourself. But you can
Yeah,
see
I
that
know.
they're
Where
dead.
does the vent and admin go?
Kind of crazy.
It's not. It's a nice little perk. I can't lie.
If
Yeah,
it
it
goes
Admin
Does
to
goes
like,
to O2
sec-
and cafeteria, I think.
yeah.
What's up?
Okay. I was asking where the vent and admin goes,
Oh,
if anyone knows.
R.I.P. to me, bruh.
Literally with Josu. Like,
R.I.P.
Yeah,
taking
we
Was
both
there
did
anyone-
trash. Well, I walked up and I saw
Near
her do trash.
electrical?
I said, "Wanna watch
the
me
left
do it
side
too?"
of the map that
No,
I
yeah,
remember.
I was on the right side with roses.
Yeah, I've
I
seen
saw
Tetra
you.
on the right side. As
Okay,
well.
so we have clears. What were those clears again?
Sav and
I don't
Josu
know.
clear.
Okay,
I
Sav
have
and
method
Josu
scan
clear.
that I can
I
do.
just voted Sam.
Yeah, I have a vision.
Yeah.
While they decide that, how are you guys, chat? What are you up to? Thank you guys so much for the lovesies. Get your daily cheese, you guys. You guys don't want to be starving on this stream, do you? I also forgot. I should probably go get juice, huh? While we're waiting, huh? Let me run a 2-minute ad, and then I'll be right back, and I'm gonna go get juice. But go get juice too. Go stretch, because it's been a bit. So stand up, stretch, and we can yap now, because now I'm dead. So let's yap. How is your week? When I come back, I'm gonna run that. Okay? BRB. I'm an angel. That's fun. Oh my god. Okay, what kind of music do I want? I feel like I should play like... What songs have I been listening to recently? Loki can't remember. My playlist is a mess. No! Save me. Let's not. Sure. Change your mind like a girl changes clothes. Okay. Yeah, you like a bitch. I would know.
I'm pretty sure Jordy's engineer.
So,
but-
we got some information.
That's crazy.
I was gonna say I'm engineer.
What?
The girls and I were
So
discussing.
Jordy.
The
I'm
girls
not
and I were
engineer.
discussing.
Wait, yes, I am engineer.
No, wait a minute.
Listen, listen. If I was an imposter,
You're
would I have vented in front of everybody? You guys are
Well,
getting
maybe.
a free innocent
I
person off.
vented in front of everybody, but I have engineers.
If you
Oh, so it's Keiko's.
Oh.
Oh.
Because she scanned in front of us.
Oh.
If it's not
Jordy,
Jordy,
what
it's
the hell?
Roses.
Okay, so it's Roses. I was between Roses, Huey, and Tetra.
Well, it can't be
That's
Huey.
crazy.
I
Huey-
did
what
trash.
the fuck? Oh, so you
Okay, so
voted for
it's
so
Roses and
confused.
Tetra then.
Because there's
What?
only one engineer.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's Roses and
I've
Tetra.
never even claimed to have engineer. I didn't
All right,
even
rock,
do
paper,
anything.
scissors. Whoever loses is lying.
Oh my gosh.
Rock, paper,
Wait.
scissors, paper.
Wait.
Save her.
Roses.
Jordy
Scissors.
said, and Roses.
I'm engineer.
So I don't know who.
Jordy,
I
I
did not
told
have
you you're engineer, and you said I'm not
I
engineer.
hope-
I don't know what to do.
I am engineer.
Bro.
Listen,
Oh shoot, the music's
I
too loud.
misspoke.
Sorry, guys.
To be fair, that is pretty
You can't.
suspicious.
How do you miss? How do you
I misspoke. I'm engineer. I'm innocent.
I'm not an imposter. It's imposter syndrome.
Listen, I'm
okay?
not the imposter.
You don't
Okay.
feel worthy of
Guys,
it.
Guys, you have to tell
I'm
me
not
what
the
just
engineer.
happened. The way that
I'm
this
not
is
the
like
imposter.
louder than the
God,
people
guys.
playing.
I'm
is,
not
like,
the
insane
engineer.
right now.
I'm so confused.
Is this a whole rig on
So I'm
the
just trying to
wall?
make sure that they're not louder than me.
Oh my
I
god.
think
All
that's fine now. Is
I'm
this
gonna
okay?
feel so bad if it's not
Does this
him.
sound better?
Wait,
Jordy
wait.
said
hold
not
on.
vote for you, by the way.
If it's Roses, we can
Homies
just
for
watch her
life.
vet. Oh, never mind. I can vent either
It
way.
was Jordy. Not vote for you, by the way.
It's Roses and Tetra.
Yeah, that's what I found.
Well, that's why I asked where the vent
Yeah.
goes in admin, because he vented in front of me.
I feel like it should be
I was
like
right on the money. No one
lo-fi
listened. It's
music,
Roses
right?
and Tetra.
Does that
You got more
does it
skill
give
than
a
me.
lo-fi music type of night? Because the music's like
Oh well.
battling with the freaking sounds from the game now, so it's like weird. Guys, troubleshoot with me. I'm scared. Hold my hand. Oh wait, you guys can hear that through there. Okay, never mind. I don't want to do that. I don't want to double it by accident. Oh my gosh, I'm like troubleshooting, guys. Is it really a Tofu Streams if it's not scuffed to the heavens? Okay, I think that should be good. I don't really know. Let me know, because I think you guys should be able to hear them. It's fine.
I'm gonna feel bad.
Oh, nothing there. Start reactor. That's what it's gonna do. Ah. Yeah, got locked in, Communications?
I'm done.
She's
I'm
a shapeshifter.
done.
Ah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, now I'm done.
Dirty bastard.
Damn.
I even said it. I'm good at figuring people.
I'ma be people's angels. Angel. I'm gonna be a guardian angel. Ooh, oh, oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, this one's.
Ooh.
Oh god.
Shit.
Oh no, Huey.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Guardian angel.
Sam's dead! That's why I couldn't find her. Fuck.
Huey.
Not.
What's the guardian
Rest in
angel
peace.
do?
I think that means somebody got protected.
Yeah.
That means somebody was like the killer and they were close to somebody, but they weren't able to kill immediately because
Yeah, you would know, Roses, because it was probably done to you,
It's not Keiko.
murderer.
But
Which
then
one
they
did
got
you
killed
kill?
anyway.
I think it might be
Murderer.
because I saw him trying to kill
Murderer,
somebody.
murderer.
Oh, gotcha.
okay, we can't all
But I'm pretty sure they were together anyways.
Which body did you kill, Roses?
A murderer.
I did not kill
Who
anybody.
is the murderer, actually?
Took you 3 times to answer that.
No, dude,
if
when
I
I
could
tell you, like,
say-
genuinely, like, every time you said something, Tetra also said something, and, like, my
Yo,
brain
my
just
bad.
couldn't pick the both of them.
Keiko's did do the trash. I did clear Keiko's.
And I'm med-based scan, so
You know what,
I'm
though,
chill.
Tetra? You know what, Tetra? The last
What
time
do
you
I know?
cleared somebody else, and you were the imposter.
Well, okay,
And it
so
was me.
what am I? All right, sorry, Keiko's, your credibility is shot.
Okay, no, to be fair, I did med-based scan earlier this round too. So
I
I'm,
already
like,
saw
really chill.
Keiko.
Petra gets so defensive.
I know, I love
Having
it.
visual
It's
tasks.
kind of funny.
Valid.
I just think that Tetra is suspicious.
I think you're suspicious for thinking I'm. I didn't even know that you knew that she med
I'm
scanned.
so-
You're just following her around all the time.
This is my favorite part of the
This
game,
is
the
when we saw-
confusion.
This is when we saw Jordy
Being a
vent
bystander
before.
to
Wait,
it.
who killed y'all? I don't remember how I
Yeah,
did.
'cause I was
You were killed
engineer.
already, but the way that you're
Yeah, really.
deflecting
Playing the
off of
long
Roses
con,
is weird.
bro. Yeah.
Oh, you think it's Rose?
Kinda
Like you think it's
pegged 'em.
Rose's bad?
No, I think it's you and Roses.
I thought it was Roses.
First roast
but
again,
I was
that's
just
crazy.
saying, I was just calling out your strat, Tetra, because you cleared
My strat is
someone.
diabolical.
I mean,
Goddamn.
Randomly is real quiet. I think
Yeah.
it's
Go,
What?
go, go,
Dude,
go,
no,
go.
it's her and Roses.
Get him
Damn,
out of
bro.
here. Get him out of here.
Ravi.
Hi, Snowy. How are you? Welcome into the live. The live. I can't, guys. I'm actually tweaking. Don't let me stream for like a week, for weeks, and then you'll have this energy. Oh my goodness, you're good. I'm good too. We're playing Among Us. I low-key forgot how I died. I'm gonna be so freaking real with you. I forgot how I died. I don't know if I got voted off or if I got killed. No. I think it was. Ooh, I think it was Tetra who killed me. So it's Tetra and someone else, but I low-key can't remember. I don't. Oh, oopsies. I don't know who it is. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, come on,
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Roses.
bro.
Roses.
I should have fucking known.
Oh,
I'm
my
sorry,
God.
Jordy. I'm sorry.
Can't trust anybody these days.
I should have known she was
I
it.
thought, listen, in my defense, I thought one more kill would have
Is it
gotten me the
Keiko's?
win. I don't know why the fuck we're still here. I'm gonna be honest.
Is
I
it
love
I
Keiko's?
thought that was not it.
It's-
I thought that was the
oh,
kill
I'll
that gets
explain.
me to win. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, that's fine. I get it. I've been there, done that. But also,
Oh.
that was kind of comedic because I went to go to the other scanner and then I go, and
You can't keep getting away with
I
it!
don't know why.
Yeah.
The worst part is I shapeshifted into the person I killed.
Bro, it's Josie Trust.
it's not.
Josie Trust.
I know you're trash.
Wait, recount
Sorry,
the
Trust number
votes.
2.
Recount the votes.
Wait.
Sorry, thing 1 and thing 2. You got.
Wait. Okay. Okay. Did you hear that before, or can I? Okay. Can you hear this? Can you hear this? If I redeem this, can you hear it? Could you hear that? I hope you could. Fingers crossed. Also, thank you so much. I'll redeem it again just in case you did not hear the first one. I got a lot new blurps that are really cool. Where's the blurbs? He can't keep getting away with it. It's so fast.
You can't keep getting away with it!
He can't keep getting away with it. It's so funny to me. I love it. I love it so much. He can't keep getting away with it. Not again. Not again. Meow.
I got the parsnip.
They make you go through all this mediocre stuff.
I just want Mr.
I'm one away from the
Cheese
chicken.
hat.
2 away from the Junimo. Let's go. So excited.
I require
Oh,
pets.
and I'm a dumbass. Okay.
I require
And
pets.
I've activated the last.
Yeah, W pickled. W pickled
Yay.
pounder.
Oh, not me.
For the bids, W pickled
W,
pounder. We got everybody on here tonight.
That's amazing.
We got Keiko, Tetra,
Pickled
Yo,
Roses,
a new fit check.
Oh my gosh.
the group.
New fit.
I got Tetra on Arc Raiders gooping up.
Aw,
Yo,
imposter
we
again.
gooping it up?
Aw,
Like
dang
I
it.
did.
Yeah.
Aw, dang it.
Me and Tetra get gooped on some Arc.
What? I don't even want to be a carpet. What other? Oh no. Nuh-uh. 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 One try, one try.
Yes, I
You got this,
I
you
don't
got
think I'm not
this.
doing that.
You got this, you got this. It takes a lot of practice. It takes practice.
Wait, with what?
The admin card. Sorry, I thought that's what you're talking about.
Oh no. I'm actually quite good.
At the admin card, let's go.
Heck yeah.
We love. Oh.
You bitch.
Oh, okay. So, okay. You rat. El cucaracha. El cucaracha. You know what? I'm never trusting
Oh, wait,
none of these
Pickles, I
people
have a day too.
again.
Yay.
You
Never
want to
trusting them
You know what's
again.
next?
You're so lucky for
Boing.
that. You're
Oh my god, I suck. Bong. Bong, bong. Hi, Pickle. Bong, bong, bong.
Who?
Bong, 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 bong.
I was spamming that protect.
Bong, bong.
I was spamming it.
We need to play Arc Raiders.
Are you serious
damn it.
right
Wait,
now?
what happened? Tofu?
I
Why?
didn't finish freaking
okay.
Simon Says. I have to do it
can
all
only
over again.
clear-
Yeah, I
I
was
can
doing
only
Simon
clear
Says
Josie
majority.
partially because
Oh, it might be.
because
Sorry.
I think it was Josu, right?
Wait, but I'm
That
not
was
engineer.
me?
Yeah, it was me. You don't remember my bush?
No, I do. I just wanted to make sure. I was gonna say because we were both in electrical and we were trying to figure out where the body was because it kept saying report, but we couldn't find the body at first. And then it was like up in electrical, like way high up.
Yes,
it
was.
That's the only person I can currently clear, and I'm pretty sure her and Tetra saw me do asteroids.
I also saw Huey and Pickles both med scan.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
saw,
but don't worry.
like,
Whenever I
Jordan
clear
go
anybody, it's gotta be me.
This is
Simon
crazy.
Says, so-
Noted.
I've been
Yeah,
sucking
I
Simon
see
Says
my
the entire
ghost!
round.
Dude, that
Hunting
Oh, I
you.
hate that shit.
hate Simon
You
Says.
must
I know the very last one I looked at
Bounce
chat
on
and
it. You will feel my wrath of my ghost. Sav, you will feel it. And you will feel it big and large and hard, and that sounds very sus. That sounds very sus. But you will see my ghost and feel the wrath of it.
No,
The wrath.
and then it kept
Oh,
saying
okay.
report,
They
but I
might have
kept not seeing
vented
the
after
body.
that too. Then.
My wrath
Mm.
will not.
Yeah, because I was going through the halls from like
There.
reactor down to electrical, and I didn't see anybody pass by me. So
Mm. Mm.
Skip.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. Aw.
Minecraft.
Who here plays Minecraft? All of us.
we do.
Every
Yeah.
single
Sorry, I
one.
didn't realize I didn't vote. Sorry, that was on me.
That's okay.
Oh, good.
What the fuck?
Why is Sav sus?
But yeah.
Keiko's.
Yeah,
She's
wait a
doing
minute.
Simon
Did I get a
Says.
vote? Are you an owl?
You will feel my wrath.
Oh, I saw
The
TikTok
wrath!
some girl who was doing like
My wrath of the tofu streams shall haunt you forever. Shall haunt you
Like-
forever.
oh nice.
Forever.
Oh dude. Aw.
Oh my goodness.
I should learn. Ah.
I shall do this.
I'm getting tired.
'Cause I must. I must.
Oh, I have trash.
Throw the trash away. As much as a ghost, I must do
I'm so happy my
this.
migraine's not.
So Keikos, I wouldn't be saying that, Ging.
Keikos, I see what you're saying.
I see what you're saying, but
should've known.
technically
Oh
it was
my.
you.
That was
Damn, bro.
Alrighty then.
Double?
Holy shit, dude, double kill.
Damn.
So Jordy.
That was personal.
Damn, bro.
Shit.
What,
He doesn't like that,
what
I
happened
know
to you
it's
two?
I was in communications, just got in there.
Me, Keikos, and Roses were all
I was
in
heading towards the
You're
admin.
shooting
cameras.
shit.
We were yapping.
Josu, Jordy, what happened? Squad. Squad.
Heading my way towards the cameras.
I got distracted.
Who killed you guys?
From which direction?
Like I was leaving. I can't remember.
Was it from medbay or was it more like from storage?
Oh, I can't remember.
Wait,
I don't know.
who killed you, Jordy?
ADHD.
I'm dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Oh,
Hey, what's up?
Sav killed me. Sav
Sav
killed
killed
me.
you. Oh my gosh,
Well, I know
I
it's
was
not
the one
you
vote on
and
her
Roses,
first
at
round.
least
I knew.
once.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, Sav.
Wait.
I can chance it
Who got you, Josu?
to
Tetra.
clear you guys at least
Oh,
one
so it's
round.
Sav and Tetra. Fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
This is Tetra's
Me?
like
That
third
means there's
time.
only like
Trash.
three.
He knows I
Three
know his
options.
strats. He's taking me out.
Damn.
Tetra, you've been
damn.
awfully quiet. Say
No,
something.
I'm trying not to interrupt. I didn't want to interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's Tetra.
I was
it's
gonna
fine.
say,
What?
Nah, bro, bro.
Interrupting. What's going
Welcome
on?
in.
Yo, my bad. It's getting late. It's getting late. I've been at work since 5 a.m. It's late.
Oh god.
Pickles, you said you were doing trash? Who said they were doing trash?
Yeah, I have trash next.
Okay, you have trash
I can do
next.
trash
I want to
next.
torment them as a
Yeah.
ghost.
Sav and Tetra, it is not looking good for you two.
Jordy, I actually
don't have
protected
to
you
like
in the
an
first
outcome.
round.
I'm willing to let
I'm
Pickles live
sorry.
and watch a visual.
I got ADD.
I don't have any.
ADD.
Mm.
I got the ADD. The attention deficit.
That's
Please, you gotta believe me, please.
You gotta believe
it's like we're holding her like a
I think I might be into it, Pickle.
me. No, please.
Let me live. Let me live.
Not the Stranger Things reference.
I'm literally praying. You can't
Gonna
see it, but
skip
I'm
a vote.
praying.
I'm gonna
Oh,
skip
thank
the
God.
vote.
Damn.
God damn.
No, you know what's
Damn.
crazy is none of y'all even questioned. Huey
is
went around and
Keiko?
said, "What was everybody's story?" Didn't even ask me, and y'all are still gonna vote.
Well,
the crazy thing is he actually cleared you. Let me clarify that.
Yeah, I specifically cleared you because you were an admin with me
That's
and
crazy.
Roses.
Damn. So that
So
he
We
didn't
were
even
all in
ask
there
me.
just shooting the shit. All right, Pickles.
Watch this. Watch this. Watch. I'm gonna shoot asteroids.
Always together. Won't you do, 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 do. I'm really failing at my job as the freaking guardian angel. Well,
Cool.
R.I.P. guardian angel. You shall be missed.
Shit, dude.
Rest in puzzle
Circles,
pieces.
fuck off.
That's his strat.
Where is?
Wait, I gotta go
God.
pop his ass. Hold on.
God damn it, dude.
I need to protect.
I'm not going. It's a
I don't know.
I'll man your back. I
All right, it's clear, it's clear. We can go to the other room.
Hello, I'm
Do it.
here. I
Don't do it,
hope you
Tetra.
hear me.
Don't do it, Tetra.
I hope
I know
you
he-
hear me.
That's crazy! That's crazy!
It's Sav! I literally watched it happen. I walked into the room as
missed
she
it.
murdered.
no,
It is
no,
Sav.
you're blaming me.
It is Sav.
No, it's
Oh
Huey.
my God!
It's
Yes.
Huey.
I watched this happen. It is
Huey.
Sav.
Why are you so fast to
Nah.
point fingers at me?
No.
Because I was
saw
fast to
you-
hit that
I saw
report
you do
button
it.
too.
I saw you do it.
I was fast to hit that report button too. You should have been faster.
Tetra, back me up.
damn.
Dude,
Back
I
me
was in
up.
the
Whoa,
corner
why are
trying
you
to hit the
going on
buttons.
Tetra? Why are you going on Tetra now? Huh?
Tetra, you gotta back me up.
I was in the corner
Does he?
doing buttons. I
Does
don't
he?
know who walked in.
Does he have to back you up?
Somebody's gotta back me up.
Sam, you throwing him under the bus
like
at this
that.
point.
You, Huey.
No, you're
That's
wrong.
crazy!
You guys are cooked.
What?
You guys are cooked.
Bro, what?
It's so over.
Bro, what?
It's so over, Joe.
It's so over, Joe.
I told you.
Ain't no
Hold on.
way.
Alright.
How did that
Ain't
work?
no way.
I'm gonna say one quick thing here real quick, okay?
Okay.
We're resetting the lobby. Tetra's got it 4 times in a row.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Reset the lobby.
I told him to text me. I said text me if it happens again and we will change the lobby. And he goes,
Low
"You need
key,
to reset it."
I think Tetra's
That's
eating
fair.
it up. I think Tetra's eating it up
Diabolical.
because this is Tetra's revenge at the start of the game.
Honestly,
I
yeah.
was getting
Every
clapped
round.
crazy style.
True. Actually, you were getting
I'm
killed
gonna
first
reset
a
it.
lot,
I'm
huh?
gonna set a new code, okay?
Alright.
Okay.
Bet.
Ooh.
Oh, brother. That was good. Oh. Leave. That was great. That was great. It was just insane, though. Fudge. Yellow. Hello. Bro.
Dude, I'm getting so sleepy, to be honest. That was totally my
Well,
bad.
we're still waiting for
We're waiting on one more. Yeah.
Oopsies.
We need Josu.
Yeah, what do you guys think? 1 or 2
Hmm?
more? What are you guys thinking?
Someone's calling me. Hello?
More
I'm down
games.
for however many more.
I think 1 or 2 more. I think I'm good
Yeah,
for.
that'd be
One
good.
or two?
Same. That's a good.
Get
That's a healthy
sleepy.
amount.
That's a healthy
Yeah,
amount.
let's get
Yes,
two.
yes.
Two.
That's
That
a
works
healthy
for me.
amount.
Josie, let me double check.
Time flies when you're
I do
having
declare.
fun.
That's so true.
There's being some murder right here.
Yeah, this has been a
I
really
have
fun
not streamed
game.
for a song in
Yeah,
a
it
long
has
time.
do
been.
declare
Thanks
this is
for
some
the invite.
bullshit.
Oh my gosh.
No, like
Wow.
I'm so
Yeah,
down
this
to
is
do
fun.
it again in
Who
the
does the
future.
clay?
Why
Same.
do I
To the
not
Wild
do
Wild
this?
West.
You
Group.
said that
Should we
this
dress
is
up as
my
cowboys for the
bullshit.
second last round?
And,
Oh my god, do I have a cowboy hat? Holy shit. I will
and
buy one if I
Pecos-
don't.
Hold on, wait, let me
Pecos
see.
and Josu and Huey, you guys are wonderful.
Guys, y'all are so
Do I have a cowboy hat?
wonderful.
I'm glad we're all having a good time.
Mhm.
A sheriff.
We're all having a good
I
time.
love murder.
Yay!
There's a new sheriff in town.
I think, Josu, you were still
Wee.
kind of, in,
Arthur
like,
Morgan.
in lobby
Should I have a
slash
mustache?
wherever.
I'm a mayor.
We're gonna
Oh,
probably about 2
Dutch.
more.
Okay.
Ugh.
Dress up in your best cowboy
My
outfit.
Arthur has a mustache.
Cowboy, cowgirl, cowday.
Town ain't big
Oh
enough
my
for
god, you guys.
the
Look
The,
at
night.
ta- the town ain't too big enough for two of us around here.
My mustache.
Oh, and I'm the mayor in this town. I'm the mayor in this town. Now you gotta switch. Now you gotta switch. Now you gotta switch. Now you gotta switch.
I'm gonna have to get you down
Where the
to that
deputy
there,
at?
deputy.
Oh, hell no. Oh no, I was mayor of this here town, of this sus among us town. I hear you, I declare you as deputy of said town. I am mayor. I am
I
mayor.
don't know you guys, man.
Here you
Deow, wow, wow. Who's gonna be the tumbleweed? Someone needs to be the tumbleweed.
Got my little
Shorty,
friend.
that's terrifying.
I got my little bubble buddy right here. Let's
Town
fucking
ain't
go.
big enough for 2 of us.
This town ain't big enough for the two of us. Wait.
Who's the other one? Like Rav and who's the
Arthur was a sheriff in Rhodes, you're right. Shit.
That's not how you spell stairs, but whatever. Imagine that says stairs. Oh,
Did 1 or 2.
start.
We talking about
Starts
Red Dead 1 or
ominously.
2.
Okay.
Micah's naughty.
See,
Stairs
now listen,
ominously.
in 2, you could
Yeah. Yeah.
say that,
Yeah.
that
You Harry?
the enemy is Pinkertons and Micah. Pinkertons and Micah.
Yeah.
Now, in one, you could say that it's literally everybody who's not your family.
That's kind of fair. I just started Reddit 1. I know how it ends though.
Oh heck.
Because I like some spoilers, so don't have a meltdown. Isn't that right, Spring? Even though I did still have a meltdown in Reddit 2.
This town ain't big enough. This town is big. This town is huge.
I forgot where I got it from.
You need to be a little cowboy with the hink. Okay, Ghostface.
Spring.
No!
Spring is back into chat.
Hello, Spring. I hope you had a
Oh
good
my goodness.
I know I feel like this. I'm sorry.
Was that a yes or was that a no? We're just having.
Eyes ready.
Al Cowboys.
The thing is,
like,
Al Cowboys.
girly topping it up over here.
Sounds good. I will.
Hey,
Bubble
I
buddy.
won't go anywhere.
I forgot which one I was for a second. That's funny.
Somebody
Think
get
we're-
rated?
Town.
W-raid.
W.
W-Raid!
W-Raid.
W-Raid!
W-Raid. Oh my gosh.
Hello.
Yo, let's go, let's go.
Hello.
Nice.
W-Raid!
W-Raid.
What am I doing for
Beautiful,
phone?
W-Raid! Woo!
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
There's a new deputy on town.
Yo, good
Guys, I
news,
haven't met
guys.
this time. I'm
It's not
excited.
Same.
That doesn't make me feel any more secure.
There's
What
a
if I
new
go-
sheriff.
I'm gonna keep my gun in case something comes up.
Yeah, keep your eyes open. There's imposters around us, among us, even. Someone should have dressed up as a tumbleweed. Dang it. Dang it.
Dang. Somebody who had the somebody had a bush outfit on earlier.
Tumbleweed, but just like a live tumbleweed. Dang. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
You never know what look.
I know.